Hello and welcome to another episode of the Language Hacking Podcast. I'm your host, Benny Lewis, and this time I'm doing another standalone Ask Benny episode. And today I wanted to tackle the holidays that are coming up, especially the Christmas period. And a few people have asked, what do I tend to do in this stretch of time? I'm not religious, but I do tend to go back to Ireland pretty much every Christmas to spend it with my family. I've only ever missed two Christmases. One was when I happened to be in India at the time, and the other was because of the pandemic. But otherwise, no matter where I am in the world, I always try to make my way back to Ireland. And very often I tend to be coming from much warmer climates, and it's a bit of a shock to my system when I see all of the Christmas decorations and the music and then the feeling of winter. And I appreciate that because when I have lived in English-speaking countries, and especially during the pandemic, Christmas tends to be a bit overwhelming. It just takes over everything for a whole month or even 2 months leading into it. And a lot of other countries don't tend to commercialize Christmas that much, including Christian countries. And it means that, for instance, while I've been in Mexico, there's of course been Christmas decorations and Christmas trees and such, but I have not heard Mariah Carey at all until I arrived back into either the United States or Ireland. And I appreciate that I get to have that Christmas joy for maybe a week or two, and then that's it, you know. So I do really appreciate that. And what Christmases are like in particular in Ireland, which I really appreciate, especially with my family, is we're a very musical family, so we'll have singing, and we've a very open house, so there are other family members just popping in unannounced, just showing up. So very, very social environment. And I appreciate that because I do spend most of the year as a nomad solo. So I go back in particular to have all of that family time, and I really do love it. And I get to see everyone who I haven't seen for a long time. And one Christmas tradition we have in our house whenever there's children there is we make loads of noise. We get all the pots and pans and we bang them really early in the morning to try to get the adults up and to get ready for the presents that Santa Claus has left us. I really, really appreciate all these traditions, and I was very sad to have missed that Christmas that I was stuck during the pandemic. But of course, as this podcast is going live, I will have just arrived back in Ireland. Hopefully I'll have bought some winter clothing because I've been traveling without a jacket, without anything to cover my arms. I've been traveling in warm weather for quite some time, so I have to buy a few winter clothes to keep me going for a couple of weeks. But yeah, it's definitely going to be that transition for me, and I really do appreciate it. Even though, like I said, I'm not religious, but as a solo traveler, I really appreciate that it is important for me to spend time with family. And I'm sure I could experience Christmas in other countries. And like I said, I have kind of experienced it in India. I was in Goa, which actually is a Christian region. And I didn't really get to experience it while I was in America because at the height of the pandemic, you couldn't really do anything. So I don't think I'll necessarily go out of my way to check it out in other countries, but I will at least get to see the fringe experiences in Christmas markets and how Christmas works in different climates. It still feels very strange to have Christmas when it's so sunny and warm and I'm walking around in shorts and a t-shirt. So that is always going to feel weird to me because for me, Christmas is really about that winter feeling, and it's cold and we're huddled up to the fire. So yeah, this didn't really have any language stuff for you, but a few people have asked just on the personal level how Christmas is for a nomad like myself, and I figured I'd share that with you real quick just because it's that time of year. And I'm very curious what you guys are up to for your Christmas periods. Feel free to shoot me a message on social media. I'll have all the links in the show notes. And I hope you're having a nice break, whatever you're doing this time of year. I hope you're taking it easy and recharging your batteries, because a lot of us tend to go in full force as the new year starts off. And that's certainly what I'm doing. I'm taking it nice and easy, and then I plan to have a very active 2023 with language learning. So that is my Christmas update for you guys. I hope you have wonderful holidays wherever you are in the world and whoever you're with. And until the next time, I'll wish you a very happy language learning.